My name is Khethiwe Zulu, and I am author and board game developer of a project called South African History Retold. And it's a book about the street names of South Africa that the names were changed into, that I turned into a history board game, a question and answer history board game. My achievements in my business I've been able to write consistently about different parts of South African history. I started with the street names when they get changed from the old ones to the new ones, and I thought I knew who the people were going to be, and I had no idea who they were. When I started to research about them and find out how large of personalities they were, I wrote about them and turned them into a history board game. And the transition from book into game, I think, was the biggest achievement in my business and in my community. Exposing who these giants were that we walk on the shoulders, we stand on the shoulders on, has been, and getting even the little kids to appreciate the people that died to give us our liberation has been a major achievement for my community. What has inspired and motivated me the most is I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I wanted to instill in her that no matter how ordinary she thinks she is, she can make a change. The people that liberated us were not huge personalities or celebrities or people that were being written about back then. They were ordinary men and women, some of them just gardeners, some of them just maids in kitchens, ordinary people that just had one solid goal, and to see a better future for our children that they were not going to live to see for themselves. And it has been a big inspiration for me to share that with a daughter, that I want to say you can change the world if you want to, no matter how ordinary you are. The challenges that I've experienced is when you write and research and put together into a product and try and make it marketable. As just a simple writer, I thought I had bitten far more than I could chew. I became a writer, I became marketer, and I became spokesperson of the project. And that for me, on a personal level, is terribly challenging, because I would rather be at the back of the classroom and just writing and not in front of cameras or TVs. Hugely challenging, but hugely rewarding as well, that I was able to push myself to those boundaries. How I overcame them is I just spoke as much as I could about my project. The reception to my project also was a huge factor into me overcoming it. The fact that parents, ordinary parents, not the government, ordinary parents were saying, yes, we need this in our homes, was a big part of how I overcame those challenges, yes. My future goals are to turn very complex information about history, about our constitution, about our government, into very manageable bite-sized chunks, things for people to be able to read and enjoy and play, so that knowledge is permeated in different ways rather than just reading. There's a lot of a lack of knowledge about just the things that make South Africa work in terms of government and constitution and voting, etc., etc. I'd like to be able to turn that type of material into something very similar that I've done to the board game, so that people can learn as they play, as they speak, so that we start to not speak Twitter talk and 140 characters only that are misinformation, but real information that we're able to absorb in many, many ways. In anything you do, in everything you do, be committed, be persistent, and be consistent. You can't tap in and out of your talent or tap in and out of your job or give yourself a break when you want to achieve something. Achievements only come from consistency. You wake up every day and you do the mundane and the boring and the least exciting, so that you get to the exciting and the achievements and sometimes maybe even the awards. So be consistent and take yourself seriously. A little bit of what I do in my personal life is I spend a lot of time with my daughter. I have a daughter that is autistic, who has opened up an entirely different world for me to engage in. We love cooking together. We love taking walks. I love playing tennis. But what I love the most is reading and writing. That's who I am, and that's what I am. A final comment for me to wrap up would be, know yourself before you can believe in yourself. That's why I'm doing this project. History may seem to be boring, but history is exactly what leads us to where we are today. If we don't learn from yesterday, we'll keep repeating the mistakes tomorrow. And know yourself before you can take yourself seriously. And you can only know yourself when you go back to the beginning. And that's why I'm so passionate about this project and this history.